Hello children, good morning to all. Welcome to Mahatma Gandhi Vidyalaya. This is Gandhimati from Mahatma Gandhi Vidyalaya. Today, I'm going to tell you 3 ways to be happy in life. Don't stress yourself with useless people who don't even deserve to be an issue in your life. Never invest too much emotions at one thing, because if you do, you will end up hurting yourself. Learn to live life without worries, because God will care for everything. Today, I'm going to give you one puzzle. Take 2 minutes and try to find out the answer. When you do these things and all, you will get mental alertness, you will get concentration, you will get refreshment, and you will get memory power. I hope you all will solve this puzzle. Children, today I am going to start the class with using and expanding brackets. Before we begin the class, as usual, we will have a small recapitulation about the previous class, what we have discussed in that. Anyone have a guess what we have discussed in the previous class? Yes, we have discussed about estimation. What is estimation? Estimation means to find something close to the correct answer. I gave you one examples too. Imagine a big celebration at your home. First thing what you will do, you will find out roughly how many guests may visit your home. You can't find the exact answer. You could find only approximate. That approximate is nothing but what? Estimation. Then what we have discussed? We have discussed about round off. What is mean by round off? Making a number simple but keep its value close to what it was. Actually, it is less accurate but very easy to use. So we have discussed in that rounding up nearest to 10, round off nearest to 100, round off nearest 1000. Rounding off nearest to 10. Number 0 to 4 close to 0 than 10. So round it down to 0. Number 6 to 10 nearer to 10. So round it up to 10. Number 5 equidistance from 0 to 10. So round it up to 10. Next, round it off to nearest 100. Number 1 to 49 close to 0 than 100. So round it down to 0. Number 51 to 99 or closer to 100 than 0. Round it up to 100. Number 50 is equidistant from 0 to 100. So round it up to 100. Next, round it up to nearest 1000. Number 1 to 499 or nearer to 0. So round it down to 0. Number 500 to 99 are nearer to 1000. So round it up to 1000. Number 500 is equidistant from 0 and 100,000. So round it up to 1000. Not only that, we have solved some problems using estimated sum, difference, division and multiplication. With that, today we will begin the class using and expanding brackets. Why we are using bracket? What is the advantage we have? Where we should not use the brackets? Everything we are going to discuss in today's classes. With one example, I want to tell you the using of brackets. See the picture. Suman bought 6 notebooks from the market and the cost was rupees 10 per notebook. Her sister Sama also bought 7 notebooks of the same type. Find the total money they paid. Suman got the book and he is calculating the total answer in different way. Meera also calculating the amount, but she is calculating in another way. What Suman is doing is separately calculating the amount, then adding. But Meera is calculating first the notebook. Both the notebook she is adding, then multiplying with the total amount. But the answer is same, but the way is different. So from this what we came to know, we could do the problem in many ways, but every answer we could not say is right. Some answer will be right, some answer will be wrong. So what we should do, if we have more than one operations, we have to use the brackets. With the help of brackets, we have to perform the calculations. I'll tell you one more example. Consider the given question. 10 plus 7 into 100 plus 9. See the solutions here. First solution, first they have multiplied 7 into 100. With that, they are adding 10 plus 9. So they got 719. The second solution, look at that. They are adding first 10 plus 7 and 100 plus 9. Then they are multiplying that operations. They got 1853. Now, can you tell me which answer is right? We could not say, because this is not the way to done the calculations. We have to make the brackets. After that, we have to remove the brackets by performing the operations. Then we could say the answer. See the bracket where we are using. 10 plus 7, it is one operation. 100 plus 9, it is another operation. After adding those values, we have to multiply. So 10 plus 7 is 17, 100 plus 9 is 109. Then multiply 17 into 109, you will get 1853. So we have to use the brackets to avoid the confusions, to avoid the mistakes, and to get the correct answer. How to represent the given informations in mathematical form using brackets. Look at the example 1. That informations we are going to represent in mathematical forms. 9 multiplied to the difference between 6 and 3. Here there are two operations. One in multiplication, second one is difference. So difference first we have to perform. Then that answer we are going to multiply with another number. So 9 into 6 minus 3 is equal to, so a subtraction 6 minus 3, then multiplied with 9, you will get answer. Second example, divide 55 by the sum of 5 and 6. Divide 55 by the sum of 5 and 6. There are also two operations. First addition, then division. Do the addition, then divide the values. Next, simplify 105 into 101 using brackets. Instead of doing direct multiplication, while you use the brackets, you will get the easy answer. So here 105 I am going to write in expanded form, and 101 I am going to write it in the expanded form. 105 expanded form is 100 plus 5, then 101 expanded form is 100 plus 1. Now 100 I am going to multiply it with 100 plus 1. Again 5 I am going to multiply with 100 plus 1. Then remove the bracket, you will get the answer. So 100 into 100, 10,000. 100 into 1, 100. Similarly 5 into 100, 500. 5 into 1, 5. Now add it, 10,000 plus 100 plus 500 plus 5 is equal to 100 plus 500, 600. 600 plus 5, 605. That 605 you are going to add with 10,000. So answer is 10,605. Like that, we have to use the brackets, then you will get the correct answer. Next, Roman numerals. We have a small introduction about that. We know the Hindu-Arabic numeral system is a positional number system, and it is the most common system for the symbolic representation of numbers in the world. It was invented between the 1st and 4th centuries of Indian mathematician. This is not only the system available. One of the earliest systems of writing numerals is the system of Roman numerals. This system is still used in many places. Actually, it is originated in ancient Rome and remained the usual way of writing numbers throughout the Europe. Numbers in the system are represented by combination of letters from Latin alphabet. This we can use for many applications like clocks, and it is also used for classes in the school timetable, etc. Here I have a Roman numeral representation. Symbol I represents number 1. Symbol V represents 5. Symbol X represents 10. Symbol L represents 50. Symbol C represents 100. Symbol D represents 500. Symbol M represents thousands. I'll read it once again. Symbol I represents 1. Symbol V represents 5. Symbol X represents 10. Symbol L represents 50. Symbol C represents 100. Symbol D represents 500. Symbol M represents 1000. The number Roman we are representing in our Indian number system. We have 3 rules for writing the Roman numerals. The first rule is rule of repetition. The second rule is rule of addition. Third rule is rule of subtraction. By using these rules, we are going to read and write the Roman numerals. The first rule, rule of repetition. In that first, when a symbol is repeated twice or thrice, its value is multiplied by 2 or 3 respectively. When a symbol is repeated twice or thrice, its value is multiplied by 2 or 3 respectively. Look at the timetable. Look at the table. Roman numeral M represents 1000. If I write twice, I have to multiply 2 times with 1000. If I write thrice M, I have to multiply 3 with 1000. So 3M means it represents 3000. 2M represents 2000. M represents 1000. We know already M represents thousands. So if it is repeated twice or thrice, we have to multiply it by 2 or 3. Second rule, symbol I, X, C and M can be repeated 3 times at maximum. Look at the table. I, X, C, M can be repeated 3 times at maximum. It could not repeated more than 3 times. For example, I am writing 1 means symbol I. 2 means I can write twice times I's. If I want 3 times I could represent. 4 means I could not use 4 times I. So it is repeated 3 times, not more than 3 times. For example, 10 means symbol X. 2x if I put, it represents 20. 3x means it represents 30. 4x I should not write because it is not repeated more than 3 times. Next, rule of repetition, third rules. Symbol V, L and D are never repeated. We know I, X, C, M repeated but 3 times, not more than 3 times. Similarly, V, L, D are never repeated. Like 5, 50, 500 cannot be repeated. For example, I am writing X 10. I could not write 10 by writing double times v, because v will not repeated. I could write only x. So v, L, D never repeated. V represents 5, L represents 50 and D represents 500. So these symbols will be never repeated. Rule of addition. If a symbol of smaller value is written to the right of the symbol of higher value, we add the smaller value to the greater value. If a symbol of smaller value is written to the right of a symbol of higher value, we add the smaller value of the greater value. What is the smaller value here? I. Greater value is x. I am writing I is right to the greater value. Greater value is right, x. I am writing right to the greater value. I have to add greater value with a smaller value. Greater value is 10, smaller value is 1. Smaller value is writing right to the greater value. So I have to add 10 plus 1, it is equal to 11. So symbol of smaller value is written right to the symbol of higher value, we have to add. Next, rule of subtractions, third rule. Symbol of smaller value is to the left of the symbol of higher value. We subtract the smaller value from the higher value. Symbol of smaller value is to the left of symbol of higher value. We subtract the smaller value from the higher value. Symbol of smaller value is x. Symbol of higher value is c. C represents 100, x represents 10. X written left to the greater value. So left to the greater value, we have to subtract from the greater value. Greater value is 100, smaller value is minus 10. So we have to subtract because it is represented left to the greater value. C, x represented left to the c. So we should subtract from c to x. So 100 minus 10 is equal to 90. Then second rule of subtraction. The symbol V, L, D cannot be subtracted from any number. We know symbol V, L and D cannot be repeated already, and also it cannot be subtracted from any number. For example, 95, if I want to write, I could not write 100 minus 5. I have to write 90 plus 5. That is, C is 100. Minus 90 means it is left to the value x, and plus 5 means it is right to the greater value. So xcv only I could write. That is the way to write the correct answer. Vc I should not write. See, rule of subtractions. There are just 6 combinations. 5 is greater value, 1 is smaller value, it is left to v, so I have to subtract. So 5 minus 1 is equal to 4. L is 50, x is 10, x is left to the greater value, so I have to subtract. 50 minus 10 is equal to 40. D is 500, C is 100, it is left to 500, so I have to subtract. So 500 minus 100 is equal to 400. Similarly, x is 10, I is 1, it is left to x, so 10 minus 1 is equal to 9. And the next one is xc. In xc, c is 100, x is 10, it is left to the c, so 100 minus 10, it is equal to 90, because all values, smaller value, represented in the left of the greater value. So according to the rule, if the value represents left to the greater value, we have to subtract. Similarly, the last one, cm. M represents 1000, C represents 100, it is left to the greater value, so 900. Next, read and write large Roman numerals. What is M, Cm, triple X, I equal to? Look at here, M represents thousands, Cm represents hundreds, triple X represents tens, I represents ones. We know M represents thousands. Directly we are writing. Cm means M greater value, C is smaller value. writing left to the greater value, so obviously we have to subtract. So 100,000 minus 100 is equal to 900. Triple x. X represents 10. It is representing 3 times, not more than 3 times. Always it is repeated 3 times only. So 3 times means we have to multiply by 3. So 10 multiplication with 3 is equal to 30. Then plus 1. So 1000 plus 900 plus 30 plus 1 is equal to 1931. M represents 1000, C represents 50, X represents 10, I represents 1. Next, write 3817 in Roman numeral. 1000 means we know it represents M. So 3000 means 3 times we have to write M. 800. How they are writing? Look at there. 800 means 500 plus 3 times they are added C. So we will get 800. D 500 plus 3C, 100 plus 100 plus 100, 800. Then ones, tens. So 10 represent X. 7 ones. So 5 and writing right to the values. So I. So they are adding. So triple M, D, triple C, X, V, I. The way they are writing the Roman numeral for the given number. First they are expanding the given numbers. Then individually they are representing 3000, 3M, 800, D, C. 10 means it is X. 7 means they are writing 5 symbol V, writing adding 2I with that. So related that I've given some assignment questions. Express the following English numerals in Roman numerals. Write the number for the following. So children, today what we have discussed, we have, before wind up the session, we should have a small recapitulation. What we have discussed in today class? Yes, today class we have discussed about using and expanding brackets. Not only that, we discussed about Roman numerals. In Roman numerals, symbols, what it represents. For example, 1 represents I, C represents 100, M represents 1000, D represents 500, L represents 50, X represents 10. And also we have learned about how to write the Roman numerals number names and how to read it. That also we have learned today class. With that, today I want to wind up today's session. I hope you all understand this session. You have learned a lot from this session. I've given some assignment questions. Do that assignments and go through once today what we have discussed. Practice well in home. Be safe. Stay at home. Thank you.